right, Craig, I'm gonna start with you. Free agency, man. Listen, before I get into this, right now, all of our teams have cap space. This is the perfect year to have cap space because the cap is going to continuously go up, right? So this is a good year to have cap space because if you have cap space this year, it's only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? So Craig, I'm going to start off with you. Put your GM hat on. Who would you like the team? I know y'all franchise tagged offensive tackle Morton. So tell me, would you like to sign him to a long term deal? And what other free agents would you like them to either retain or get in free agency?
As far as free agents to keep, I will keep Dante Jackson. It's going to be difficult because he's played off his rookie deal, so he's going to come up. He's going to want money. He's the only corner there that they have, so he can justify by saying, "I'm the only corner you guys have, so you guys need to sign me," or he can just walk like they did Bradbury last year. But the cornerback position for the Panthers is non-existent basically. So they definitely need to try to keep him. I would try to keep Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel he's a jack of all trades. He can run, he can catch if he gets used. So they need to try to keep him too. It's not the end all be all if they don't, because they still have Roddy White, Robbie Anderson, and DJ Moore. Where I got Roddy White from the Falcons. But two good receivers there. They definitely need to try to keep him though. But if they can't, then it is what it is. But Trey Boston, he's a decent safety. They have Chin back there as well, but Boston he's a veteran safety. I would definitely try to keep him. As far as those are probably like my top three guys, I guess. Like Short is gone already. They're not going to keep him. Okun, they need to get rid of him. He's getting too old. He hasn't really played, but he is a left tackle. They need a left tackle. So as far as free agents that I would look at, definitely a left tackle. Obviously, Williams is out there. Trent Williams, he's going to demand a lot of money. That's the only downfall, but he's definitely out there. Corners, Desmond King, I believe, from Tennessee. Like, he's a solid tight end. Obviously, you got like Richard Sherman. He's going to demand probably a decent salary. He's older, so maybe they could probably work something out with him, but he's getting up there. I definitely think Carolina, they were one of the
Verrett, you got Casey. It's the corner.
It's just some corners out there. It's a decent amount of corners. And they need a veteran corner. Like, you can't just go into this season drafting two rookies again and expecting to dominate Michael Thomas and Julio Jones and Mike Evans and all them. So that's not going to happen. As for edge rusher, they need the edge rusher. Obviously, Barrett's out there. Probably leave, but I'm just saying he's out there as a free agent. What's the guy? I'm going to mess his name up from Baltimore. He's got like 45 sacks in 4 or 5 seasons, and last year he was all over the place. A couple different teams last year, but excuse me, he's a good speed rusher. And Carolina needs a guy that can get to the quarterback. Hunter Henry's a tight end. I would love them to try to at least go after him or at least inquire about Hunter Henry. Carolina hasn't had a tight end since Greg Olsen. Before that, you got to go all the way back to maybe like Jeremy Shockey or something like that. As far as a big name, Jeremy Shockey wasn't good for Carolina, but Henry's one of the best, if not the best. I think he's the best free agent tight end out there. Mm-hmm. So definitely try to go after him. And they need a linebacker. So Milano from who did he play with last year? Buffalo.
He just signed an extension today.
Yeah, they signed him.
They signed him already.
Yeah, they got him quick, dog. I was looking at him. They signed him quick.
Yeah, they were waiting on that one. No dice.
That's the only other one I was looking at. But there's some good players out there, obviously. But Carolina needs to really focus on corner, offensive tackle, especially left tackle, edge rusher, tight end, and quarterback. But the quarterback, if it's not going to be Deshaun Watson, just go ahead and try to get one out of the draft because
I think
there's really no quarterbacks out there that I see worthwhile to have.
Y'all in a good position. So, y'all in a prime position to get a top quarterback in the draft, I think.
I don't know. It sounds good, but they're picking 8 people want to move up. Philly's up there. They might take a quarterback. Who knows? There's so many teams that could jump up. Yeah. New England, Denver. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling too comfortable as far as the Panthers fan being at 8th spot, but if they could move up as well, you never know what's going to happen.
Okay. Corey, let me ask you, GM hat, what do you got, man, for the Colts, man? Who would you like to re-sign? Did you tag anybody?
Nope.
Okay. Who would you like to re-sign, bring in? Any positions in need you want to address?
There's been 4 positions in need for the Colts this offseason. With Costanzo retiring, you need left tackle. Their draft picks at edge haven't developed yet, so you need an edge presence. Everybody in the NFL needs a corner, and depending on what they do with Ty, they may need a receiver help. Carl Lawson from Cincy would be the holy grail for the offseason for Indy. If they could get him in on a defensive line with DeForest Buckner, I think he could be extremely productive. The thing is, Chris Ballard just doesn't spend big in free agency. It's not his MO. So I think some more realistic options. I think they could try to play the compensatory game this year. They've got guys like Xavier Rhodes that could get decent money, Justin Houston, Ty, Anthony Walker is a quality NFL linebacker that's not getting re-signed. And there's going to be a lot of cap casualties. And the cap casualties don't count in the compensatory pick formula. So I think at left tackle, you just saw Riley Reif get cut by the Vikings. I think he could be a decent stopgap option, give you a chance to draft a tackle in the first or second round. I'd say at edge, I said Lawson's the goal, but you're going to have guys like Preston Smith. I think he'll get cut by Green Bay. The Colts were in on him a few years back. Ryan Kerrigan is a Indiana product from my hometown. He might be able to get him back, or Hassan Reddick out of Arizona could be an option there. John Brown just mentioned today, after getting cut by the Bills, that the Steelers and the Colts are on his list of where he wants to end up. If Ty doesn't come back, I think Brown would be a perfect veteran replacement for him. Emmanuel Sanders just got cut today. I think he would be a good option. And then Marvin Jones and John Ross are both guys that I think could be on the lower end. And then for corner, Kevin King's a free agent in Green Bay. He could use a change of scenery potentially. And then Justin Coleman just got cut in Detroit, another option for him. But when it comes to pass catchers, personally, I am very much hoping the Eagles cut Zach Ertz, because I think reuniting him with Frank Reich and Carson Wentz, even though he's 32, I believe, I think you could still get a few quality years out of him in Frank Reich's system.
Yeah, I think they're going to cut him. They're talking about trade, but if I'm a team, I'm not biting. I think they're going to cut him.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think they're going to cut him. All right, Mo, Washington football team. Who you got, man? What do you want us to do?
Hey, all right. Let me start off with position of needs. Left side of the offensive line, tight end, number 2 receiver. That offensively, defensively, you can get better at outside linebacker or whatever, or linebacker position. Secondary at times were bad, but I don't feel like we need to go out here. We've always flopped on bringing in big name corners and free agent corners. I'm not big on us signing a corner right now. Free agency, I just looked at it right now. For us, I wouldn't mind us re-signing Darby, bringing Darby back, and I wouldn't mind us re-signing Ryan Anderson. Fabian Monroe, I feel like because of what we brought in, and I feel like we really haven't given him a fair shot to show what he can do. But I feel like, why bring him back? If you go get another corner, or you feel like you can draft a corner better than him, let him go start over, run a rewind. You can get a corner in this draft to be an inside slot corner, because that's what Monroe was. He was an inside slot corner. He wasn't an outside corner. But as far as free agency, I know he's old, but he would be better than anything we have right now. I would like Russell Okung, Joe Tooney from New England. I think that's New England. Or Fisher just got released today from Kansas City. I would love those moves. Anything that would improve the left side of the line. Wide receiver-wise, I know it's going to be a name that might make some people laugh, but I feel like the culture we have in our locker room will re-energize his energy, will bring him back his energy and really make him go juice again. AJ Green. I think with the leadership we have in this locker room, I think with a decent quarterback, I think AJ Green will want to show that he still got some juice left. I jump out there and say he's top 5, but I'll say when he's on his game, I say he's a true number 1, number 2 receiver more than anybody else in this free agency class. If he's on his game and healthy, I will say that. You know what I'm saying? The other ones that's in this free agency, I really don't like. I would have liked Allen Robinson, but Bears franchise tagged him. You know what? The other ones in this thing is Marvin Jones, Sammy Watkins. If we're gonna do any of that, we might as well draft them. I'm no disrespect to them, but I feel like we might as well go ahead and be young and draft. That's just my opinion. I don't think they would I don't think any of them would help us that much right away more than anybody else we would just draft. That's my opinion. I don't think they, outside of AJ Green, maybe Marvin Jones, but not a Sammy Watkins or some of these other people I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Okay. I agree with you on some of those points. As Washington football team, the first thing we need to do is sign Sheriff to a deal now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, you
I'm
good.
some
You
type of
good.
moves out there.
You said the O line. That's where I'm about to go. I would like a guard. I think it's a lot of guards. Kevin Zierter, I think that's how you say his name. Joe Turney. It's a couple guards that got let go that I would definitely like to add. Tackle, I would like to maybe bring in a stopgap veteran, but I would most likely address that in the draft. Wide receiver. Okay. We need a wide receiver. We have a number one in Terry McLaurin. I think he's the number one. Mo, I figured this out. Now, this is weird, but hear me out. If wide receiver, I would get Juju. Now, listen to me. Why? He's a second receiver. He's tough. You can have him in the slot. He's big framed. If you're going to pay Corey Davis, Nelson Aguilar, Marvin Jones, $9 to $10 million a year, and Juju 11 to 12, I'd rather go to Juju, who's younger, and I think that would give me more production with the cap going up. That's just me. I
agree with that, though. It needs to be a physical receiver. It definitely, if we bring in a receiver, it needs to be a physical receiver.
Yeah, I think Juju's fits. I just think he's not number one. I think with Terry McLaurin on that side and Juju in his natural slot position, yeah.
It takes the pressure off. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he'll thrive. And I think he's tough. He's a team guy. But yeah, tackle maybe. Not maybe. Yeah, I would like I already said it, but I like a tackle. And a quarterback. Now, this is the reason I would bring in a quarterback is because Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, I'm not sure on. I once again, I would probably go with like Cam Newton, Jacoby Brissett.
I can tell you Jacoby's not the answer.
No, but I have a plan though. Yeah, probably Cam. I was signed to but they said that New England loves him. So
Cam's not the answer either.
For the offense we run, and I'm gonna say there's no disrespect to Cam, but for the offense we run, I almost rather would take a Ryan Fitzpatrick or Andy Dalton for what we run and what we do in Washington for what we're running offensively. Because the only reason I would take Cam is because of, and it's gonna sound crazy, but the only reason I would take Cam is because of the factor of now with Antonio Gibson, you can run some of that zone read and some of that wildcat stuff. You can mix it up a little bit. But outside of that, if we're running the offense that we ran this year, I'd rather take an Andy Dalton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, somebody I know that's going to be leadership, that's going to push the ball downfield, and is going to provide some leadership in the locker room to continue what we had. You know,
I would do Ryan Fitzpatrick if we're going to get a younger quarterback.
Let's say those are 1 year stopgaps.
1 year stopgaps.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
But we'll
and I'm only saying that because I don't like these quarterbacks in this draft for the position we're in.
Yeah.
Like, all of them are going to be gone by the time 18. Unless we trade up. Unless we trade all the way up.
Yeah. So it's the quarterback position always needs to get addressed. People say Mitch Trubisky. I don't know. I'm not really sold on him. That's just me. He'd be a stopgap as well. But I'm not sold on him.